Hey guys, I'm going to recap a 1984 romance drama movie, named The Dark Side of Love. So, let's begin. The movie begins with a view of the road visible from a moving car. This car is being driven by Patrizia. Patrizia is visiting her step-brother, Emilio. Because their mom has died, there is no one to look after Emilio. Patrizia is a successful and energetic girl. The same Emilio is a 16-year-old boy who spends most of his time sitting in the room watching adult scenes on TV. Either is reading adult book. When Patrizia reaches home, she sees the death body going to cremation. Then as she goes to Emilio's room when her professors come to teach Emilio, whom she refuses to teach today, and when Patrizia reaches Emilio's room, looking at the closed windows of the room, Patrizia opens them all and tells Emilio that you don't get fresh air, so your face has turned yellow. You should keep the windows open for fresh air. Then she asks Emilio if my room is ready. Emilio asks why, so Patrizia says that I will stay here for the time being to take care of you. Then Emilio asks if your studio company. What if? Patrizia says I have sold everything so that I got good money. Next day Patrizia says to Emilio, let us go out, but Emilio doesn't feel like going out, so Emilio says that if something happens to me outside, then you will be responsible for it, but Patrizia takes him out forcibly. Patrizia kept telling about the plans on the walk, but Emilio insists and soon comes back home. In the night, both have dinner, which is made by Patrizia. Patrizia redesigns the whole house once again, including her studio, keeps it, and tells Emilio to tell me if you need money. But Emilio tells him that I have no interest in money. Patrizia starts looking at Emilio on this matter. Then Emilio starts looking at a girl sitting in the restaurant outside the balcony. Patrizia asks him if she is your girlfriend. So Emilio says if not, then Patrizia suggests him, why don't you approach him? Then Emilio says that it is not for me. After this Patrizia leaves from there. Emilio is watching adult movie at night. Only then Patrizia comes there and Patrizia picks up all adult magazines of Emilio and asks him to clean up. And Emilio also speaks to Patrizia for not keeping an eye on him. Next day Patrizia comes to Emilio to exercise with her. Emilio gets tired quickly, then stops exercising. Patrizia tells Emilio that now you should go out of the house and make a lot of friends. Then Emilio says I do not need anyone. I am happy alone and went out, so what if I get killed in an accident on the road? Then Patrizia starts explaining to him that he should not think that death is bound to come one day or the other and his life is very beautiful. Explaining this, Patrizia hugs Emilio. Then when Patrizia sees that Emilio is excited, then she leaves him and goes to her bed and starts to masturbate. Then suddenly Emilio comes there. Seeing that she stops herself, Emilio asks her to walk on the beach, but Patrizia refuses and says that she will rest today, after which Emilio leaves from there goes. After a while, Emilio asks to walk outside, but Patrizia makes excuses again. Actually, his mood is to do something else. Patrizia calls her old friends Arrigo to fulfill her need, and invites him to dinner at her house. Even prepares Emilio for this, but Emilio is sitting alone and after a while gets bored and goes to his bed. Then when he is sleeping in his room, now he gets Patrizia. A voice starts coming from his room and he gets up and sees in Patrizia's room that Patrizia is getting intimate with her friend Arrigo. Then after intimate, Arrigo speaks to Patrizia that why it seemed that you were imagining someone else while being intimate. Then Patrizia tells him that you should not worry about me. Here Emilio is listening to something on Walkman in his room, when suddenly Patrizia comes lying next to him and starts telling his experience about private parts of girls by turning off Walkman's button. After that she starts narrating her story to Emilio about how she formed her relationship in the theater with an unknown boy. Then the next day both of them go for a walk on the beach. When the Patrizia disappears for a while swimming, Emilio gets upset. It is when she comes back. When she returns, Emilio insists that he return home. At night, Patrizia comes to his room and asks her, why are you not sleeping? Then Emilio tells that it is very hot here. Patrizia says if you want I can tell you another story. Then Emilio also gets ready for the story, and Patrizia tells how she used to enjoy calling her friend at home when she was little, and also tries to touch Emilio while telling. The next day they both go out to eat, and when they come back home, Emilio tells him that he doesn't like the food there at all and asks Patrizia to tell another story. Patrizia tells how she got intimate with her dad's friend, and telling this story, she starts masturbate in her room. Emilio starts seeing her, then she closes the gate of her room. After this incident, Patrizia feels a little different. Next day both the studios are being set up. That's when Patrizia tells Emilio that we should stop this game. Emilio says that you did the beginning. Emilio says that we should go out. After a while both leave with votes. Patrizia calls the model to the studio the next day. She starts coming closer to Emilio in the model talk. Seeing all this, Patrizia gets excited, so Emilio kisses that model to make Patrizia feel jealous. So Patrizia angrily scolds that model and drives her away. The next day Emilio Patrizia and his professor are at dinner. Emilio talks to Patrizia that he is looking at you from the wrong eyes. If you have guts inside you, then stop him. Patricia says wait, I do something. So Patrizia starts touching her teacher, and then holding her hand, puts it on herself and on this pretext, licks her and leaves the dinner. Then in the night Emilio and Patrizia start arguing. She says again this game is not right, you don't feel love yet, in which two bodies are one life. Emilio tells him that today we are going to watch a movie. You have courage in you, so show me what love is. So says Patrizia. Whether or not to stop it, both of them sit in the movie hall. So Emilio calls him. If you show me your story by doing this, she sits near a man, and then starts touching. Then the next day Patrizia calls Emilio's teacher and says sorry, and speaks to meet, but Emilio overhears it all. And while Patrizia and her teacher are hanging out together, Emilio follows them secretly. And then when they are romancing each other, Emilio gets very angry seeing all this, and he starts beating teacher, but Patrizia stops him. Then Patrizia and Emilio are arguing at home, and Patrizia tells Emilio that you are jealous when you know that I need someone. Meanwhile, getting angry with Emilio, Patrizia slaps him. Then Patrizia's fashion show starts, and here Emilio has a lot of fun with the model. After the show, Patrizia looks at Emilio and says, so Emilio says that you were told, that's when you don't control me. Then Emilio sees Arrigo, whom Patrizia had called for the first time to be intimate at her house. Emilio invites her to eat at home and sleep for the night. Patrizia is unable to refuse even if she does not want to. Now Emilio did this so that he could see both of them having intimate at night. When Patrizia is intimate, Emilio is looking through the window. Some Patrizia also knew that Emilio was also watching all this. Patrizia starts intimate with Arrigo, but she starts crying in the middle and starts saying that stop it no more. Now the next day Patrizia packs the same to get away from there, and talks to Emilio anymore. I won't have it all, I'm leaving. But Emilio tries to stop Patrizia. Patrizia agrees and puts a condition in front of Emilio. If I sleep with another boy, then Emilio should not feel bad. In the next scene, the two romance through the mirror, and at the same time, Patrizia tells Emilio, I'm marrying Arrigo because he has proposed me for marriage. Patrizia marries Arrigo. Her husband goes to drop Arrigo guest by boat. So she goes to Emilio nude and tells Emilio that I love you, I want you, we should not waste time, Arrigo will take some time to come back. Then both of them become intimate, and the movie ends here. I hope you enjoyed the video, so click any video of 3 of them and enjoy next. Please don't forget to subscribe our channel, and please like the video and tell us in the comment how you like the video. I see you soon.